My name is End-Time Apostle from Baltimore, Maryland. Preacher, community advocate, a man who loves God's people. My passion is to win lost souls by all costs. Just reaching what really people gave up on, and seeing the wealth inside of them and being able to help pull it out of them with the spirit of love. So, one of the questions that was asked to me, it says, hey, what's the level of your education? I said, the level of my education is unlimited because God revealed to me things every day. I can't limit myself to a book. I gotta go to the one who created the book. Success is when you have things. Well, I acquired all that and it still didn't make me feel successful at all. So it was in a place in my life where I felt so broken myself, and I began to, it was in 1989, I was in prison, man, looking at 20 years. I had a conversation with God. Somebody probably said, man, how you have a conversation with God? Simple, talk to him. I said, God, what is my purpose? Mind you, I couldn't read, couldn't hardly write, so I couldn't get the concept from the Bible perspective. I wanted to know God, that no one can persuade me differently. So I began to talk to God, and he began to talk back to me. And he told me, Paul, I called you to save the lost. I'm like, man, what is that? He said, I called you to seek and save them that are lost. When you seeking something, you got to go and seek it out. See what the problem is. See what people need. And the most element of all that people need is love. Love is a very powerful thing. If misused, it's a very dangerous thing. In the streets today, you got gangs and all of this thing, but they misuse love because they want you to do wrong. Love will not have you to do wrong. Love will have you to do what's right. Love will have you to seek out the best in another individual. And today, I feel a certain kind of way because I feel like I've been through this process of being a man of God, seeking out religion, find out what you should do, how you should do it as a man of God, and the things that men taught me did not work. It's only when I turned to God and found out what my true purpose is, he gave me direction. What direction? Direction to help others. And I want to call out to the churches today, the preachers today, and let y'all know, look, we have a moral responsibility to help people that are being done wrong injusticeally. It's our moral duty to stand up, not in our power, but the power of God, and become the solution to the problem. How do you do that? First of all, you first must understand love. What is love. Love is the very thing that wakes you up in the morning when you still trying to figure out how did I get up. Love is the very thing when you got that pain in your side, you took that aspirin or leave and it won't move, and all of a sudden you give your prayers over to God, and next before you know it, that pain is gone. Somebody today in the communities at large don't even know what love is because they've been a victim of hate and abuse and all kinds of things for so long that they no longer believe in love. What you mean, brother apostle? This what I mean. If I knock on your door and say, man, can I have a glass of water? And you open your door and I can clearly see you got bottles and bottles and bottles of water. But you tell me, no, I ain't got no water. So I knock on there another day, you tell me the same thing. Eventually, I'm going to bust your door down and come get me something to drink. That's what we doing to each other today. Denying each other of simple things. In your neighborhood or in your community where you go to church at, there's a little child that can't even read or write. And you got the ability to do that, and you won't even invest some time in showing them there's something as simple as writing their name. There's something in our summer camp. A young man in 11th grade couldn't even write his name in cursive. But by the time the summer camp was over, he learned how to write his name. That's an investment.
The Garden of Eden. Every day we did something different. We learned something new. We learned how to multiply, subtract, add. We learned how to read. It's not just like a summer job where you can just come and make money. If you want to be here, you actually got to participate. You got to know stuff. We help build the pavilion. We make sure the garden looks nice. We make sure the clean up community in the streets. We make sure the trees and the leaves is trash. We get vocabulary words. We got to study, read, certain stuff that basic math skills that you need. I learned how to write in cursive because I didn't know how to write in cursive. Now being here just made it like it made a difference. It made a difference for everything.
Please, sir, man, get involved with your community. Okay, statistically they say, well, there ain't no hope with this generation. Who told you that lie? What about the people that sowed seeds into you when you was big, bad, and hard-headed? When you was going through the neighborhood, terrorizing the neighborhood, they just finished cleaning their marble steps, and you dropped that popsicle on there and act like you ain't dropping. What's the difference between you and them? What about when that old lady used to get on your back in the neighborhood and say, I'm going to tell your grandmother? You're like, please don't tell my grandmother. The levels of behavior are different, but they still behavior problems. Our kids today have behavior problems. Why? Because the family unit has been broken. Men have been taken out of their homes. So now our women are forced to take on positions that they're not even capable of doing. We say they're not capable. It's not a woman's job to be a man. It's a man's job by the order and design of God to be the head of the household. So when you take the man out of the house, that calls for order to be broken. And until we deal with the truths, where we going at? Now I'm getting ready to stop on some real ground because you preachers are preaching some stuff that ain't even written in the Bible. How you gonna tell a woman to just marry a man because he got money? Wrong. The society we live in doesn't make it fair for a man to make an honest living. Because they got a system out here that they created to keep men in poverty situations. They keep them behind bars. Let's deal with the truth here. They system. And if it wasn't working, why would they be building more and more institutions and closing things that will help build our understanding of our education? They don't want that. But what they forgot is that true knowledge comes from God. I want you to listen to me now. See, because if you seek something hard enough, God will reveal it to you. They asked Malcolm one question, I think in the 60s. And Malcolm asked this, he said, if a man purpose in his heart to be free, there's nothing under the heavens and earth that will keep him from being free. Now, my thing is this. If we teach a generation that they are the chosen of God, they are the children of God, then will your prison institutions go down to the ground, and then you have to create playgrounds, swimming pools, like we used to have back in the day. The happiness of riding our bicycle up and down the street without bullets flying across your head when a child could be a child. But y'all made it this way. Who is y'all? Y'all know who y'all is. Could have been your grandfather that seen that had so much hate in his heart that he wanted to destroy people that may not look like him. That's wrong. The Bible says love your neighbor as yourself. We so bamboozled that we believe that a building is greater than a human being. You'll put a $13,000 chandelier in your church, and your neighborhood that you have your church in is poverty stricken. Tell me, did that make sense? Do it make sense? You see the neighborhood is falling behind, and the after-school programs going to close down, but you want to put a $13 chandelier in the ceiling so people can come in and marvel this building. It doesn't make sense to me, my brothers and sisters. What makes sense to me is that we start doing what God has told us to do. What did God tell us to do? He said, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, he said, I promise you, you'll hear from heaven, and I, the Lord God, will heal your land. Here's the problem. We have took God out of everything. Everything. We don't even believe in the commandments of God anymore. And they are the commandments of God. We are so wicked in our heart that we let man take the 10 commandments of God away from everything. You know why they did it? Because as long as God's order was in place, they had to honor the order. But the day that we stop believing in the order of God, he called us a cursed people. And you don't think we curse? Why? He gonna give you one sign. You got little boys being buried. Little women being buried. Small ones. 13, 14, 15, 5 and 6 years old. Why? Because parents won't be parents no more. You'll buy your children all this expensive stuff, but won't even teach them how to have a true relationship with God. We wonder why we're in the condition we are. We can't blame nobody no more. Look at yourself in the mirror. Tell me what you see. Are you happy with what you see? Are you happy with the condition that the neighborhoods are in? Are you happy with the condition that families are in? I'm honest, can we truly say there's families out here? Usually when I was coming up, even though we was dysfunctional, my grandmother had Sunday dinners every Sunday. Anybody and everybody was welcome, and we was able to discuss our problems. But today, the dinner table ain't the dinner table no more. Well, I eat in the living room, well, I eat in my room. Alright, well, hey, send me a plate upstairs. Disconnected, dysfunction. The children's coming today, and guess what? The school system said they're not even gonna give them homework no more. Say 50 is a passing grade. Be damn. Excuse me. When is 50 a passing grade? Some of y'all might say, why you say damn? Because that's how I feel. 50 ain't no, 50 is saying, well, just take this and we're going to push you through. And you know why they saying it? Because that furthermore build up their empires for the future. Anytime you got black basketball stars like Michael Jordan investing into prison institutions. He's not going to invest into nothing that ain't going to make no money. So you ask me, well, they ain't gonna give your boy no education because they want him to go behind the bars. It costs $40,000 a house. One person in jail for a year. Get 3 hots in the car. Get way kind of more benefits than they would do ever get a job. Teeth clean, eyeglasses, all what. Why would they do that if there was no money? That's like slavery all over again. Well, you belong to master, so master gonna take care of you. Master gonna make sure you got the right things you need. Can we keep it 100? What I'm trying to say to all of us today, and I won't gonna say nothing, but I want you to make a healthy choice today. That if you find yourself in a situation and you know you don't know how to maintain it or figure it out, do this. Stand up and say, I'm powerless over this situation right here. But when I am power over, I'm going to walk away. And I'm going to allow God to direct my path. And when you do that, man, listen, ain't nothing nobody can do. The realest dude out here ain't the one that popped that joint. Because it's easy to pop that joint because you pop it in fear. Straight up, if a nigga tell you they popping that joint and they securing it, they a liar. Because my first experience popping that joint, I was 15 years old, was scared as I don't know what.
I dropped that, bitch. I ain't gonna
Real talk. It take a real man understand. Listen, this is real talk right here. And because you know what? I'm telling them, looking at our community as we still slaves. Ain't nobody no slave, man. We got minds.
Listen, man.
You understand? And now here it is. Dudes popping them joints and not even thinking about who they hitting. They hitting everybody.
Everybody being your family. Everybody being your family. You killing your own family.
Make sure you think and pray to God and say, God, give me the mind to make healthy choices and decisions for my life. I thank y'all for hearing me out.
Mr. O'Connor.
What is your real name?
Malcolm X.
Is that your legal name?
As far as I'm concerned, it's my legal name.
Have you been to court to establish this?
I didn't have to go to court to be called Murphy or Jones or Smith. Excuse me for answering you this way.
That's
if
all right.
a Chinese person were to say his name was Patrick Murphy, you would look at him like he's insane because Murphy is an Irish name, a European name, or the name that has a Caucasian or white background. And a yellow person, Chinese is a yellow man, and he has nothing to do with
So, there was a guy, right? He said, check this out. I reject my last name. Okay? See, down south, when we got out of slavery, right, we couldn't read and write. So when we went to sign some papers, what did we put on those papers? Anybody know? X. We put an X on there. So Malcolm say, check it out. Because I don't know my real last name, right? So you're going to call me Malcolm X. Because X stands for unknown. Even in mathematics, X equals 2 plus 3. The X is unknown. X is 5. Unknown. Okay? So I'm trying to say something to you, right? Your family name is important, but you define who it is, okay? Now, because we didn't bring our names from Africa over here. Unless your name Susie Gagagigo, all right? You didn't bring it with you. We got all our names from over here. Okay? I don't know nobody unless he's African. Okay? They got an original name. Alright? So family. Family is important. Learn your history of your last name, whether you like it or not. And then, as you move forward into the era that we are now, make your own brand for your last name. Make your own brand. You know what I'm saying? Your brand means you don't go to jail. You don't go to jail. You don't become a statistics. You don't hate on your brothers out in the street. Make that the brand, your family brand name. Make it mean something today. You define who you are. Don't let nobody else define you. People gonna tell you all kind of stuff. How you gonna tell me who I am and you don't know who the hell you are? How you gonna tell me who I am, right? And I ask you what your last name means and you don't know. Okay? There's only one thing that you can tell me, all right, that I will go along with. And that's why I'm a child of the King. Other than that, right, when you come from that and you start coming down to earth, okay, you can't tell me nothing. Because you don't know who you are. Who in the hell are you? Okay? So, learn who you are. Your earthly foundation is important. Not as important as your heavenly foundation or the foundation that the Creator set for you. No, there is no comparison. But your earthly foundation is important to the development of who you are. Not just you, but the development of your children too. And your future. Decide what your family is going to be. Decide. You decide who your family is going to be. Okay? Not me. Guess what? I know a father, a grandfather, and a son. And all of them was in jail at the same time. Their family reunion was behind the walls. Okay? Now don't let nobody fool you, right? It's a lot of sons and fathers behind the walls. It's a lot of brothers behind the wall. They had their family reunion in jail. What kind of brand is that? They even dying together. That's right. It was a father and a son a few months ago. That's right. Got killed. All right? Look, we got to change. We got to change the direction that we're going.
Here we go. All right. My name is Mr. Elric Christopher. People call me Big Chris. I've been sick for the last couple of years, so I'm here in my bed. But regardless of whether I'm here in my bed, the work doesn't stop. The work must continue to help our young children, help our seniors. We can't turn our back on them. Recently, I contacted Police Commissioner John Hopkins and the mayor. My question was, look, bring that job bank to the corner of Luzerne and Ashland Avenue, or Luzerne and Eagle Street. These guys are not going to come out Security Mall for a job. And for the businesses, right, meet them where they at. Meet them where they're at. Give them a chance, because if we don't do that, then we are part of the problem, right? Give them a chance. As a young kid, when we went for a job, they trained us in the jobs. Until we put down our selfish pride and help these people, this problem is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And to all the people out there in Baltimore and across the country, let me tell you something. You are amazing people. I was sitting here in my bed, and I just typed up something called Amazing People. And this is about people I've known over the last 25 years that have come out their houses and homes and had after-school programs in their home, after-school programs in vacant houses over here in the city, right? Taking millions of pounds of trash out the neighborhood, right? But guess what? Their voice is not heard. If you don't have $1 million, they forget about you. Everywhere I've been going, I'm asking people to create a fund for people my age and older that don't have no retirement. But you know, we give our life to what we should be doing. Each and every person here in the city. And I'm asking John Hopkins to step up to the plate more. You can do it because you have the leverage and you have the power to do it. And you know it's the right thing to do. We got to step outside that box and do what's right for society. And once we get that right, guess what? Everything else falls in place, right? You see, Mr. Chris won't have to be here in the bed like he's sick now because I've been out in the corners for 30 years. My wife is outside now doing the activity, but I can't be there because I'm here in the bed sick. But guess what? I'm going to continue to work. And I'm asking everybody, if you know anybody, John Hopkins, and the president of John Hopkins, especially the new president, I want them to come to my home right here at 915 North Luzerne Avenue. Talk to me here in my bedroom. If you know anybody from WJZ TV and Channel 11, I want them here. See, they got to hear the real story from the real people out there on the streets. And we're not looking for no awards. We don't want no banners. All we want is life, man. An abundant life, right? A happiness. And the main thing is love. If we can't love, guess what? This problem continues. So the businesses, when I'm asking you to reach out and help these people, meet them at the corner, you got to meet them with love and kindness. And love and kindness will conquer all. Conquer all. Our kids need some blue. We don't have no $millions in the bank. So what we have to do is we got to make our own Six Flags here in the neighborhood. Okay? We got to make our own. We got to bring our water hose out and make our water slides and the moon bounces here, right? Because the kids can't afford it. Their parents can't afford it. But guess what? If you came out with showing more love and love, the kids would feel it. The neighborhoods would feel it. And to all the neighbors in the community, y'all got a part in this too. Y'all have to step up and come out. And if you don't do no more than sit on your front steps and say, good morning, young man.
This is the End Time Apostle here on Saturday. Just school's about to return back in, and for the last 20, 25 years, every year we give book bags and school things away. But above all, we are the pillars of the community. Nowhere has it been done where they have church outside. We felt like if the Bible taught us to be the support net for our community, that we should come outside. So 6 days a week, we're on the corner of Monument and Milton, meeting the needs of the people. On Sunday, we have church outside. I mean, anyone and everyone is welcome. And we're teaching them to be obedient to God, and God allows them to come back and be a net for their community. And I truly thank Brother Sharif for allowing this interview to take place, that we can let people know that if you want to be a support for your community, all you have to do is stand up and be about what you say you're about. It's an empty village when people stand up and say that I am a pillow, but when you look around and rush your head, there's no one to support you. So if anybody's hearing this message this afternoon, my slogan is, and it's not a slogan, you are a world changer. What do that mean, Brother Paul? Well, meaning wherever you go, your presence should make a difference, to make a change not only in your life, but others around you, and you impact, and you have an influence on the atmosphere that's around you to become a world changer. And I appreciate you. If you want to support us, look, we ain't asking for no money, because this is a faith move. We're moved by faith, and faith in God, believing that if we do what He tells us to do, then everything else gonna be perfect, man. Remember, you are not a mistake. You was on the mind of God when your mother and father hooked up, and you came out. Now here's the bigger thing. Are you going to allow yourself to line up with the purpose? What is your purpose? Only you can answer that question. But it is that you are a world changer. Thank you so much, and God bless you.